We are taking you out live to Dallas Love Field now, where major changes are coming for one of North Texas's biggest employers. Today, Dallas-based Southwest Airlines will let more than 1,000 corporate employees know they no longer have a job. The first mass layoff in the company's history. Our transportation reporter Janelle Fort is live this morning at Love Field. Now, Janelle, Southwest has been under a lot of pressure to make changes.
Yeah, Kara, pressure to cut costs, boost profits, and keep investors happy. And today, that pressure is going to fall directly on the 1,750 Southwest employees who will find out later this morning that they no longer have a job. Now, to put this into perspective, for 53 years, Southwest has proudly boasted about how they have never laid off employees, even through recessions and a pandemic. But now with the airline under huge financial pressure, they say they have to do this. The airline says getting rid of these jobs will save $300 million a year, money they say they need as they deal with an activist investor pushing for change, a boardroom shakeup, and ongoing efforts to tighten spending. Now, last night, we spoke with aviation consultant and former Southwest spokesperson Ed Stewart, who talked about how big of a culture shift this is.
For more than 50 years, we had that claim to fame that no layoffs. It's always people first. That's why I think this is such a big shock in the industry right now.
Now, in a statement, Southwest CEO Bob Jordan called this a, quote, pivotal moment for the airline, saying Southwest is working to become leaner, faster, and more agile. Now, the airline says the cuts will include 11 senior leadership positions, and they say that the cuts should be complete by this June. Back to you.
All right. Thank you, Janelle. Yeah, this is a tough day. This is the latest change for Southwest after an activist investor took major stake in the company last year. So last month, the airline issued a hiring freeze, pausing promotions, most summer internships. Southwest will also get rid of its open seating, add business class-like seats for an upcharge, and they just launched their first red-eye flights.
And joining us now with more perspective on these layoffs is aviation expert Steve Cosgrove from Airways Magazine. And I guess the first question we want to ask you is, were the layoffs here at Southwest Airlines inevitable? We've seen some changes. Did this just all, was this on everyone's radar, or was this all kind of expected?
It's been on the rumor list over at the headquarters for over a week now that something was going to happen. But this company in 53 years has never laid off. So they really didn't think there would be layoffs. And then this hit last night at 4 o'clock saying go home by 6, come back in the morning, and you'll be talked to and interviewed, and 1 out of 7 of you are going to get whacked. And so the employees last night that I spoke with, I mean, they were crying, their voices were breaking over the phone, because they don't know if it's going to be the 1-year employee or the 38-year employee that's going to get laid off. They don't know if it's by department. It's almost like DOJ came in and said, we're going to fire a bunch of you, go home, we'll let you know in the morning. So it's really shattered the culture over there.
Now, what does that mean for people who fly Southwest, right? We talk about the culture, and obviously for people who work there, that is a huge thing, this being such a big employer in North Texas. But how does that then trickle down to passengers? Will they feel it? Will they notice this sort of thing?
They shouldn't initially, at least, because it doesn't affect any of the flight attendants, the pilots, the gate agents, or any of the union people, which has set up another situation at Southwest. It's almost like a us versus them, because some of the headquarters people feel that part of these layoffs was because of the raises the pilots and the flight attendants got, which isn't true because they went without contracts for years. But it's set up kind of a them and us situation in a company that was always all for one, one for all.
Yeah.
But it's not going to affect any layoffs with crew, pilots, or anything like that. Where it's going to affect is the number of people doing in operations at headquarters, planning and stuff like that. There's going to be fewer people doing the jobs because, like I said, 1 out of 7 is getting whacked today.
Just the way you explained how they told everyone to go home and, hey, you're going to get reviewed, that sort of thing. That can't be a lot of confidence. It couldn't instill a lot of confidence in the current employees. I mean, do they think, or do you even think that this is going to be enough to turn around and make a profit off of this?
Well, it's only half of what they're saying they want to cut as far as dollar-wise. They're saying this cut between 200 and 300 million. Their goal is to hit the 500 million. I don't know how they do the other 200 million, maybe through improved efficiencies and stuff like that. So we just don't know, but this is so cold and calculated, corporate type move that Southwest is not known for, the employees aren't used to. So it really did stun them when it came out, the email yesterday. In fact, someone were saying, you guys actually got the email before they did.
Wow.
Well, that gives us some perspective. We appreciate that, Steve, to understand why this is sending such big shockwaves throughout not just the industry, but locally as well.
Yeah, because Southwest was also a culture where you had love couples. They met at work, they got married, and now both of them aren't sure whether they've got a job.
Okay, Steve, we'll see what happens today. I know we'll learn more information in a matter of hours. Thanks for the update.
Thank you so
and
much,
insight.
Steve.
Thank you.